We have a generation of Americans, Gen Z, 60% of whom say they would sooner give up their right to vote than to give up their access to TikTok.
Did that guy just say that young people would rather give up their right to vote than give up TikTok? Could this be true? That was GOP presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy, a political outsider who has taken many by surprise with his ability to generate viral moments. And this speech was no exception. But is it really true that 60% of young people said they give up the right to vote to keep the right to post? Time to find out, is this legit? Hey guys, it's Isaac and welcome back to Is This Legit? A series brought to you by MediaWise where we fact check viral misinformation and teach you ways that you can do it on your own. In order to fact check Ramaswamy's claim, it's a good idea to search the exact words he used. This might tell us where he got his information from. I did a keyword search using Vivek Ramaswamy in the exact phrase, Gen Z says they would sooner give up their right to vote than their access to TikTok. Here's a search like a pro tip for you. By putting quotation marks around a phrase, you are telling the search engine to only bring back results with those words in that particular order. I found this article from Fox News from May of 2023. It says Ramaswamy cites the statistic to support his plan to raise the voting age from 18 to 25 for most young adults. The news story links directly to a study by the Reboot Foundation, which describes itself as a Paris-based nonprofit seeking to elevate critical thinking. But how do we know this research group is even a reliable source? Let's ask the first important question when fact-checking the internet. Who's behind the information? Well, first I searched the Reboot Foundation, and it brought up a lot of results, mostly about skincare. So then I used a few more tips to narrow down my search. I added the keyword research, but found a lot of sources directly from the organization. Remember, one of the keys to lateral reading is getting away from what you're checking out. So I did some advanced keyword searching. I added a minus sign and site:/rebootfoundation.org to throw out any links that come directly from their website. Let me explain. The minus sign removes any results and the site: specifies the domain you want to limit. Finally, for good measure, I clicked on the news filter so that I would see news articles. I found several articles from credible news organizations that used Reboot as a source, including this one from the New York Times and this one from The Guardian. The Tampa Bay Times even ran a column from Reboot's founder. The fact that multiple reliable sources have quoted Reboot lends it credibility. Reboot also says it did the study in partnership with YouGov, a UK-based research group that has a strong history of accurately predicting actual outcomes. By the way, what I'm doing right now, opening lots of tabs and reading across all of them, is called lateral reading. Before we go any further, let's answer the second most important fact-checking question. What's the evidence? Back to the claim from Ramaswamy that 60% of Gen Z said they'd give up the right to vote rather than lose TikTok. Here's another tip to search like a pro. If you're looking for a document like a study or a paper, add file type :PDF to your search. That will find any PDF with the keywords you use, and PDFs are the format of most primary research. That tip works for any type of file, PowerPoint, Excel, Word document, but let's stick with PDF for now. And there it is. According to the Reboot study, 61% of TikTok users ages 13 to 24 did say they would give up the right to vote for 1 year rather than lose access to TikTok for 1 year. But that is not exactly what Ramaswamy said. He said Gen Z would rather give up their right to vote, but not all of Gen Z uses TikTok, and this study only focused on TikTok users. It's always good to remember that statistics can be misleading if they lack context. In this episode, I used a technique called lateral reading with the help of pro search tips to find the original source of the data. So we rate Ramaswamy's comments as needs context. His comments were based on a study from a recognizable organization, but his quote distorts the results. We used 5 search like a pro tips to come to this conclusion when doing our research. But there are plenty more ways to make your search terms work harder for you. Using "and" in all capital letters means both terms must be present in the results. So you might search Ramaswamy and voting age to get results about voting age. Using "or" in all capital letters tells the search engine that one or the other terms needs to be present. This one is pretty much the opposite of the "and" trick. For example, if you search Ramaswamy or voting age, you would get results about Vivek Ramaswamy or results about voting age, but not necessarily both. And you know that squiggly symbol called the tilde? You can put it before a word in a search engine and it will look not only for that word, but for synonyms of that word. So you might search election tilde false information. This would search for synonyms of the word false, like untrue or incorrect. Well, I think that about covers it. Thanks for watching, and remember to flag any misinformation you might find with the hashtag #IsThisLegit. Thanks. Bye.
Don't compromise, be media wise.